I think a lot of people sometimes are intimidated by cooking, but what you have to really remind yourself is that everyone can cook as long as you put a little love in it. That's what Leah Chase said, one of the people that I really, really look up to, rest in peace. But she created a culinary landscape in New Orleans that was able to create inclusivity for so many people coming through that city. So if you take that mantra, everyone can cook as long as you put a little love in it, and put some love into your food and make it your own. And don't get intimidated by whether it's ingredients you're not familiar with or technique that you may not know how to achieve. Play around with it, have fun with it, make it an event, especially if you're in a house with a family, get the kids involved. Cooking is something that brings everyone together, and I highly recommend you do it during this time frame. My family is comprised of so many different colors, from Creole to Jamaican to Nigerian, even Trinidad. So I can pull from a lot of inspiration to cook for myself during this time. But I also get inspired by the landscape of food. Some of my favorite things to eat are chicken and lamb over rice, the halal carts in New York City, and also like chicken wings and pork fried rice from the Chinese spots. And a lot of these places are closed. So I got creative and I started making my own riffs on these things just to have that little bit of comfort, that feeling of home. It's really, really important to me to be able to reach for that inspiration with food, that connectivity, that connection, those memories. That's why I love cooking. That's why I love cooking for other people too, so I can tell those stories and convey that message. Another way that I've stayed inspired throughout quarantine with cooking is just challenging myself to do things that I don't necessarily know how to do. So whether that's making fresh bread, breaking down a certain fish that I've never broken down, trying to recreate a certain sauce from a restaurant that I've had before. These things are fun, and you could also extend that to different cultures that you're not very familiar with and trying them out. You can really understand someone's culture through food. And that's one of the most beautiful things about it. Food is one of the only art forms that we actually ingest. So, you're putting so much into it. You could also look at the nutritional value of what you're eating, how that's affecting your body. We're not moving around much in quarantine. And we talk about the COVID-19 that we put on. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what you can do is really, really, really think about the things that you're eating. Think about the things that you're putting into your body. And, hopefully it'll bring a little bit of comfort and relaxation and just make this time go by and allow you to appreciate, the things that we have here. Something that keeps me from cooking is doing the dishes. I think during quarantine, I've done more dishes than I've done in my entire life. And I was a dishwasher at one point in a restaurant. So, I've done a lot of dishes. So also supporting your restaurants and ordering out is very, very important right now. The restaurant industry is getting hit incredibly hard. Restaurants are closing at a faster rate than they ever had in the existence of this country. And we're gonna lose a lot of them. So ordering out on days that you don't feel like cooking, on days that you don't feel like doing dishes, there's nothing wrong with that. We all need a little break. But once that break is over, get back into the kitchen, get inspired, make it a challenge. Get different obscure ingredients and challenge yourself to create and put yourself and your soul into these dishes.